Good morning, it's Ken again here with another tour through my collection. It's vinyl this morning. It's a bit of a change from what I usually do. So we've got the Beatles versus the Stones compilations. So what I'm going to do is go through my Beatles Stone vinyl compilations, one at a time, and we'll have a face-off. You can decide which you think are the best. I'm not going to score this or anything, it's just a bit of fun. But if you think you want to have a face-off in the comments, feel free. As always, any comments or views, opinions is taken on board, bad or good. So we're going to kick off with the Beatles. And this is an original collection of Beatles oldies but goldies. This is the oldest one I've got out of any of the ones, either compilations. Psychedelic sleeve, as you can see. Pretty awesome. Well, all of these are going to be awesome selections, and they She Loves You, From Me to You, We Can Work It Out, Help, etc., etc. This has got some of those stereo enhanced things, so that's probably a drawback. At the time it was seen as a plus, I guess. So that's Beatles. That's number one from the Beatles. Beatles collection of Beatles oldies but goldies. From the Stones, this is Big Hits, High Tides and Grass. It's not an original, it's a record state release on coloured vinyl. I think it's, not sure what colour it is, green for some reason. So this is, again, Peerless, Trackless, I've Seen Your Mother, Baby, Sun in the Shadows, painted black. It's All Over Now, The Last Time, Heart of Stone, etc., etc. Picture of the boys on the back there, and one of my favourite compilation things, the fisheye lens here with the lads on London Street, I guess. So that's the Stones, that's Big Hits. Go back to the Beatles now. This is what's nicknamed the Red Album. This is the Beatles 62 to 66. This is a classic sleeve that's repeated on the second. Put all that in there for you. That's obviously a 62 picture. That's a later picture which I do believe was going to be used for the Get Back album, but was reappropriated for this when that all sort of changed and morphed into Let It Be. That's a really nice, and it's also a really nice picture on the inside. I guess it's a London park somewhere with the Beatles in amongst the crowd there. I presume it wasn't just a crowd as paid people, I don't know. Anyone who knows anything more about that can fill it in the comments if they want to. So that's the Beatles 62 to 66, the Red Album as it's affectionately called. Over to the Stones. This is Through the Past Darkly Big Hits Volume 2. This is another record state one. So it's not an original, well, it's an original thing, but it's not an original album. This has got an unusual shaped sleeve and some unusual pictures. Again, this is probably single-wise. It's perhaps the peak, I want to say, on Stones. I don't know what you think. Honky Tonk Women, Ruby Tuesday, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Street Fighting Man, Let's Spend the Night Together. 2000 Light Years From, which is a particular favourite of mine. Mother's Little Helper, Sitting on the Bench. She's a Rainbow is another. Two of my favourite songs are off the Satanic Majesty's Request, which is often lamented, berated, sorry, not lamented album. So that's Through the Past Darkly Big Hits Volume 2. Over to the Beatles again, as I said earlier. This is an original Volume 2, I suppose, 67 to 70. Again, the same picture reverse, so it's the newer picture on the front and the picture on the back of the same boy with the same picture on the inside. But it's a tidy sleeve of everything, and again the track listing is, well, you know, it's playing in the back. No, it's the first album in the back there. Yeah, no, it is this album playing in the back there. So this is very good. If you just want two albums about the Beatles on CD or vinyl, these are the ones to get, I would guess. Right, so the Stones again now. We're into some controversial stuff now, mildly controversial. This is the Stone Age. This is the first album Decca released after the Stones left. Decca Records, and the Stones hated it so much they put a picture, an advert in NME, I think, or some of the music press anyway. They put it somewhere in the press and said they had nothing to do with this, it wasn't their choice, and they wish it hadn't been put out. One of their gripes, I think, is this is very similar to what was the original Beggars Banquet cover, which wasn't used, and they used that white invitational card type thing, which they thought was Decca having a pop at them. It's an odd sort of lineup on there, so yeah, but that's Decca's starting their controversial compilation releases. That's Stone Age. Over to the Stones again, the Beatles again. I get mixed up now. This is Rock and Roll Music. This is the double album version, the original. Open it up a bit there with the sleeve there, and the inside is a bit, I don't know, 50s American rock and roll looking thing, I suppose. It's got what they deem in rock and roll text. That's always Twist and Shout, and I saw standing there, can't do much better than that, I suppose. Right Through to Get Back and Birthday and A Bulldog. So that's the Beatles, Rock and Roll Music on EMI. Back to the Stones. This is the second in the line of decades. These are coming. I placed these in the order they were. The original albums were released, whether they're not the original albums or not. This is Gimme Shelter, which is another low blow, but it was seen at the time. This is. It doesn't say it's actually not the soundtrack to the film that was out at the time. It does on the back, but it's not on the front anywhere. So punters probably thought, "Oh, I get that." So it's just the original studio tracks, and then side 2. As you can see, there's live tracks, and it's from an earlier live album recorded at Royal Albert Hall. It says here. Which is not of a, it's not something you listen more than once, I would think, and I haven't, so yeah, there's a bit of spiel which was popular at the time. This is Decca's Part 2 in the Revenge of the Stones against the Rolling Stones, I think. Nice cover though, and it's got a sentimental place in my heart. Over to the Beatles again now. This is the Love Songs album. This is again the double album, so we'll open up a moody picture of the boys, and I'll reverse that so you can see it's a sort of I think it's meant to be like a sort of an art photo album type cover. It's a bit dour, I suppose, but you know, there you go. It's getting to go. That kicks off with Yesterday, Fool on the Hill. Sorry, I'll Follow the Sun. Yesterday, I'll Follow the Sun, I Need You, Girl. And goes through 2 albums of ending up with P.S. I Love You. As with the Beatles, it's not pretty a bad album. Another compilation, little compilations. Over to the Stones now. This is a reissue. It's not the original one. It's Pop Rocks. I think there is a thing on it. Pop Rocks. Yeah, Pop Rocks 64 to 71. So this is similar to the Beatles, was a combination of the Beatles, 2 Beatles ones, I suppose, in the years. So it's got a, not sure what I think about that album cover. It's different, I suppose, but I don't know. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. There you go. There's Mick on there and track listings and stuff. And there's a picture on the back. And this has got all the usual suspects. Starting off with this is Time Is On My Side and finishes up with Wild Horses. The Alan Klein sort of bit coming in here with Abco and Brown Sugar and Wild Horses are tacked on the end there. So that's Pop Rocks, Volume 1. Back to the Bones, more interest. Back to the Bones, back to the Bones, back to the Beatles. A combination of the Bones, Beatles and the Stones there. So this is Rarities. This is from a box set I own, the Beatles collection, I think it's called, it was released in that box set originally, and then it was released separately after the clamour of the fans, I think. It doesn't show up that well, it's a bit dark, we'll see. The tracks are all along the bottom, yeah. It's got various alternate versions and stuff that were all mopped up on past masters and stuff like that a bit later on. It's got the German versions of the songs and stuff like Rain and Across the Universe, alternate version, I suppose, the Worldwide Fun version. So that's quite an interesting album. This is, as I said, from that box set original. Now to our B-sides collection from the Stones. Decca again trolling the archives, I suppose. This is called No Stone Unturned. And as you can see, there's a picture of what's reportedly the Stones with their backs turned there. I have my doubts whether it is them, I don't know. Although they're on the front, on the back, sorry, I'm making a lot of mistakes this morning, forgive me. On the back, they are obviously at least 4 of the Stones, we definitely know, and we don't know that. That could be somebody pretending to be somebody with a mask, I suppose, but you never know with these things from Decca. And Brian Jones with a garden fork, and obviously that's sort of reversed there, but were they had to be there to do that, or were they at that picture? I don't know. Anyone who knows anything, reveal. So that's No Stone Unturned. It's got Poison Ivy singing Not the Song. So there are some good songs on here. Child of the Moon, Congratulations, and a few less momentous ones as well. So that's No Stone Unturned. Back to the Beatles now. This is the Beatles ballads. I've got a bit of affection for this. I actually quite like the cover. Cartoony-ish sort of picture. This is 20 original tracks. Quite nice back cover as well. This has got, being ballads, it's got some that were on love songs as well, but Yesterday again, Norwegian Wood. Right through to Let It Be on there, as you can see. Take that in a bit more. So that's the Beatles ballads. Over to Stones. This is Milestones, coming on Decca here. I don't know what the concept for this was, but unless that's Stones, Milestones, Rolling Stones, or the picture's got some of those gems, that kind of song, I don't know. That's I'm putting two together. It's got Satisfaction, She's a Rainbow, Under My Thumb, Yesterday's Papers, I Won't Be Your Man, Time on My Side, Not Fade Away Out of Time, Stray Cat Blues creeps in at the end there. It's on the back, bit Let It Be-ish, I don't know. There you go, sort of Milestones. Then it's Decca. Over to the Beatles now. This is called Real Music. Having exhausted love songs, ballads, rock and roll, we got the film music now with this album. So this is it's sort of quite a nice cover, I think, in the concept with the billboard on the over the foyer of the cinema here with Hard Day's Night, Magic Whistle Tour, Let It Be, Help, in Yellow Submarine being classified as the films. Go back again, the Stones as characterized cartoons, or near as they can get the people in the films. That's got, as you expect, Hard Day's Night, Help, Can't Buy Me Love. So it's again, it's a decent lineup. Magic Mystery Tour, Long and Wide Road, Get Back, etc. That's the Beatles' Real Music. Onto the Stones now. This is Rock and Rolling Stones. I guess Decca's response to rock and roll music by the Beatles. And what are we going to say about this cover? It looks like something I come up in my art class when I was 13 or something. I don't know. There is a alternate German cover with an iron cross on it, which is I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's not. Oh, it might even be equal. I don't know. There's the back. This has got what. Route 66, quite a few Chuck Berry covers here. Bye Bye Johnny, and there's 19 Nervous Breakdown, I Just Want to Make Love to You, Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, Oh Baby, Carol, etc. So that's the rock and Rolling Stones. That's called Decca, as you can see there. These are old Decca ones, these laminated covers with the laminate on there, and there's the thing on the edge here. It says about the stereoized tracks. Back to the Beatles. This is the greatest hits, 20 greatest hits from about 1982, I think. It's quite a neat cover, although it's reflected on the inside, see, with a picture that sort of makes up the pattern of the Beatles tracks. This is all #1 hit, except for the first track, which is Love Me Do. and it's a little bit of knowledge creeping in here. It's the first Beatles album that has chart placings and dates and stuff on the tracks there. So it's the only drawback with this is it's quite a few, as you can see, there's quite a few tracks per side there, so they're squashed on. So I think the sound quality is not as good as some of the later ones would come to, or even some of the previous ones. But it's handy if you just want to listen to one album, stick it on like me. Over to the Stones now. This is an original Made in the Shade. Beatles from about 1971 too, I think. I'm not sure the date. And it's got, at the time I think there was some questions whether this was Angie Bowie, the song Angie and all that. It's actually on here. So I don't know about that. There's an inner sleeve. It's a C, I guess. You've got pyramids all over it, so I don't know what the concept was, what the shade was, to be honest, but there you go. So it kicks off with, it's pretty sort of nothing new sort of compilation. Brown Sugar, Tumbling Dice, Happy, Right Through the Rip, This Joint, Taking Angie, and Wild Horses Along on the Way. So there you go, that's Made in the Shade. This is a Beatles Yellow Submarine song track, which is the start of the remixing and remastering process by the Martin clan. Giles Martin involved in this one, I think. There's it inside, and it's quite a tidy. I've got this on CD as well. It's quite a tidy album. It's got psychedelic in all the meanings of the word, I guess. It's that top of Yellow Submarine. Why wouldn't you? Hey Bulldog. There's 15 tracks on this. It's not a double album. It's quite a nice selection track, so there you go. So that's the Beatles Yellow Submarine song track. Coming over the Stones again, this is another sort of controversial ABCO release. This is Metamorphosis, which would be classed as an outtakes demo sort of album now. I quite like it. Well, the cover's a bit Stones metamorphosing into insects, or vice versa. This is a reissue. It's DSD remastered from the early 80 years. So that's on the back there. Well, there's a tree, and there's a bit of bump about the tracks and stuff like that. There's alternate versions out of time. Memo from Turner, the band version, and a lot of I don't know why it was a hit at the time, I think. So there you go, that's Stones Metamorphosis. Back to the Beatles now. This is the most recent fully comprehensive one. This is one. It's in a series of EMI, I think, Apple. So there you open up. This has got psychedelic-y sort of versions. This is a double album, and it's got everything from Love Me Do right through to Long and Winding Road. There's a poster cards, I think. There you go. Let's get that one. A few others. Ringo. John and George. So that's a nice touch, a bit of added value, I guess. So that's one. That's the last one of my Beatles ones. Go over to the Stones now. This is Road Gold. This has got fond memories. This is an arrangement I bought at the time. And it was 75, I think this is. Not the greatest of covers, but it holds a place in my heart. It's got sentimental value for me. A lot of memories go with this. There's this track listing, Date Studios, Date Records, all on the back. This goes from Come On right through to Give Me Shelter. Side 4 is, I played a lot at the time. It goes from Honky Tonk Woman, Sympathy Devil, Street Fighting Man, Midnight Rambler, then Give Me Shelter. That's Road Gold. On CD it was issued expanded. I've got that as well. All these are all obviously already vinyl. I'm toying with the idea of doing a CD version of this, but we'll have any thoughts, put them in your comments if there are any. So that's Road Gold. Last Beatles up here is Mono Masters. So I've got this because I haven't got the box set, unfortunately. So this is a 3 LP set, which goes from Love Me Do right through to You Know My Name, Get Back, and Don't Let Me Down with Billy Preston, Across the Universe. This is a triplicate, is it what they call it? Set. So there you go. A lot of read in there to go through. Playing what you can follow in the past masters sort of thing. So that's Mono Masters. We got a few Rolling Stones we want to crack through now. So I've got Slow Rollers, which is a sort of attempt to do love songs, I suppose, for the Rolling Stones. It kicks off with a single version. I think you can't always get what you want, and finishes with Heart of Stone. One of my favourite tracks is on this is Play With Fire. I really love that. That's probably a track that not many people know generally, which I love. Ruby Tuesday, Lady Jane, Time Is On My Side, You Better Move On, etc., etc. So that's called Slow Rollers. And Second in the 70s, which is a 80s compilation which tries to round up a few odds and bobs from the 70s. See concept sort of art. Don't dislike that. This is Shattered, Everything Turns to Gold, Hot Stuff, Time Waits for No One, Fool to Cry, Manish Boy, When the Wind Whip Comes Down, for his Dancer, Dance Part 2, Crazy Man Run Beast of Burden. So tidy lineup. So that's second in the 70s. And the final, bringing us nearly up to date, I guess, is the Rolling Stones Honk. This is a triple album again. Again, not from Stones, but again after the Mono Masters from the Beatles. So we'll open it up and have a look at that to see it. I got the track details and pictures and stuff. There's the back, quadrants and stuff. Kicks off with Start Me Up, so it's not in chronological order, and finishes with One More Shot. Takes you through all the Rolling Stone Records era Stones tracks. So that's been a troll through my Beatles and Stones compilations. If you are watching and want to participate in a poll to see who had the best compilations, we know who had the most. It's probably the Beatles. Well, I don't know, Beatles, Stones. It's probably pretty close. I'll have to title it up at some point on Wikipedia. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back soon with another troll through. Got a Yes one coming up soon. A couple of Yes ones, Yes solo albums, etc. So look forward to that, hopefully. And I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.